stop feeling sorry for yourself?
Damn, man, come on!
Come on then!
What's the matter with you?
What's wrong with you? You ain't come this far to give it away now!
There is no tomorrow!
Leon Edwards was born on 25th August 1991 in Kingston, Jamaica. He grew up in a
wooden house with a zinc roof.
Leon came to the UK when he was 11 years old, but would unfortunately lose his father just 2 years later.
My dad was the leader of a gang in the area where I lived in, and ended up getting murdered.
Leon's mother raised him and his brother Fabian Edwards.
Got involved in MMA at the age of 17. I was always good at fighting. There was a local gym building in my area. My mom suggested we should give this a go, you know.
And this guy was an absolute killer.
I don't draw to finish. I draw to fight over 15. But like I said, forget it, I'll take it.
Stand with him and he will put your lights out.
I'll fight you ever, whenever.
Take it to the ground and he will make you tap. Edwards may be perceived as someone who is reserved and keeps to himself. However, he always had that little something about him.
He came out trying to scrap with me. I got a little bit into it, and I thought that.
Do not come out to scrap with Leon. Also make sure you do not try his very own moves on him.
Through that spinning elbow technique, did that come close at all at landing?
That wouldn't touch me, you think he is? That's what I do. So, how dare you?
After climbing the ranks and earning the championship throne in his organization, Leon Edwards receives a call which would change his life forever. Yo, Leon, what do you think of Brazil?
What up, Brazil?
You have a fight there in 3 weeks. Time for the UFC, baby.
Oh, perfect.
Come from where I come from, able to be in the UFC. It was a dream come true, you know.
Leon Edwards loses his first ever fight in the UFC.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
It's a very mean and nasty place.
And I don't care how tough you are,
It will beat you to your knees.
and keep you there permanently if you let it.
You, me, or nobody.
You're gonna hit as hard as life.
But it ain't about how hard you hit.
It's about how hard you can get hit,
And keep moving forward.
how much you can take, and
keep
keep
moving
moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Edwards returns to the octagon after his first loss and knocks his opponent out in 8 seconds. Leon Edwards unfortunately loses once again, this time to a man called Kamaru Usman.
I just came back to the UK and I studied what I lost, focused on what I need to do. I didn't have a clue how to wrestle, set my team up how I needed it to be set up, put myself in places that I didn't enjoy.
He just vowed that it's not going to happen to him again.
I've not lost since.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves to witness the story of a man who, despite his undeniable talent, faced the consequences of being overlooked and underestimated.
The UFC wants someone that's going to be talking a lot and acting brash and da-da-da. Leon's not that person. Leon's going to go out there, give you a good fight, collect his check and go home.
Showcasing dominance in the octagon, Leon established himself as a legitimate and formidable threat in the UFC.
Has Leon Edwards been on your radar at all?
I don't really know him that much.
No?
Leon Rocky Edwards was a man who faced unparalleled disrespect throughout his whole career.
What was this bum guy that you just mentioned? What's his name?
Well, I was talking about Leon Edwards.
Leon was making waves in the welterweight division by racking up wins against notable names and wasn't afraid to collect more skulls.
UFC band again. Me, Macedo, let's go.
When he came out on fight night, he's getting booed by his home fans. That must have really stung Leon, and he didn't deserve it.
At the time, I was like, I'm representing Jamaica from now on, you know.
He silences the crowd and makes it his 7th consecutive win in the UFC.
Put some respect on my name.
Edwards finally gets the chance to fight Masvidal, but not in the octagon.
Leon Edwards walked past, threw a comment in Jorge's direction.
Me and you, July.
Jorge said something back.
Hey, come over here.
He gets attacked and has not been able to settle the score till this day.
We've got a welterweight there in Leon Edwards, maybe, that you could have a little bit of a fight with.
Who's that?
Leon Edwards?
I haven't heard of him.
Leon Edwards is the Tim Duncan of the UFC. The guy gets no respect. All he does is win. He's won 7 in a row, and even if he wins this fight on Saturday, he's probably not getting a title shot.
Leon does not get a title shot. However, he gets the chance to headline in his home country for the first time.
On March 21st, main event of UFC London.
I've never lost in the UK or Europe.
Tyron Woodley, who returns to action.
It's my friends and family being around.
A very important, a very big fight.
It's amazing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Like, that's the fight for the #1 contender.
I believe after this fight, I will fight for the world title.
I forgot to mention it was the year 2020.
So I went to bed on Saturday night. I got a phone call waking me up about 9 a.m. on Sunday from my management team saying
The fight's off in London.
The president just spoke to the country and basically said there should be no more than 10 in a room, and that's impossible. We can't do it, and we have no choice now but to postpone these fights.
I remember how devastated I felt because it was like a fighter's dream to headline his home show, you know.
Many fighters declined and avoided fighting the rising sensation, Khamzat Chimaev. However, one fighter accepted the challenge with open arms.
None other than our very own Leon Edwards.
Dana White built him up as this kid that can't be beaten.
I've been in this game my whole life. I've never seen anything like him. This guy is one of the most special fighters I've ever seen, if not the most special guy that I've ever come across.
So I was like, okay, I'll go out there, I'll fight him. And when I beat him, I'll fight for the world title.
UFC welterweight Leon Edwards is out of his fight with Khamzat Chimaev because he contracted COVID.
Leon Edwards recovered and returned to the gym straight into a grueling 8-week training camp, but it all went to waste because
Khamzat Chimaev is suffering from the effects of COVID, and he's out of that fight.
After not being able to compete for over a year, Leon Edwards gets matched up with Bilal Muhammad.
A lot of people don't understand what level you're at. First round, they got to see your skill level.
I felt great out there. I hurt him in the first round. Going into the second round, I was just getting the momentum to want to show more. And
Bilal has the accidental eye poke.
The combination I was throwing was a cross head kick, you know, and as I threw the cross, he kind of stepped in to close the distance, and then I seen him grab his eye and turned around. And
it's another unfortunate situation.
I didn't mean to do it, you know. It's been a long year and a half, and to come back to this I'm just heartbroken. I learned so much over the last year and a half that I wanted to show it, and to have that opportunity taken away from me. What now? What do I do now, you know?
This main event has been declared a no decision.
Rocky returns against the man you can never count out.
And he was winning that fight against Nate Diaz.
His leg was done in the first round, bleeding out both sides of his head, and then he eventually caught him.
Perfect straight down the middle, boom! Left hand, and it almost knocks him out.
Rocky getting rocked overshadowed his win.
Don't understand it. Why Leon Edwards can't get his respect.
August 20th, UFC 278 will be held at Vivint Arena.
Headlined by the rematch between Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards.
I don't think he's ever been taken down.
Might go in and try to take him down.
He's never been knocked down.
There's many ways to win the fight.
He's one of the most dominant guys in the sport.
I am the best fighter in the division.
Nobody goes in.
It doesn't matter whether it's Vegas, New York, or Utah.
And does what they want to Usman.
I'll become a world champion on Saturday night.
Grew up in a council estate in Birmingham, just your mum, no father figure.
He's been neglected by the organisation for a long time.
Leon is probably the unluckiest guy in the history of the division.
6 canceled fights. You didn't compete in 2020 at all.
Fights have fallen apart, injuries and sicknesses.
Leon was booed by his own people at the O2.
Leon is not strong enough.
He never puffed his chest out.
He is not fast enough.
He never spoke up.
He does not have the endurance.
Wasn't a big draw in terms of personality.
To match the wrestling alone of Kamaru Usman.
He was just a guy who did things the right way.
I've created a lot of scenarios in my head. Even sometimes I picture myself losing the fight and coming back and winning the fight.
I was born in Jamaica with nothing. You're doubting me, so I couldn't do it. Me seeing him win it, I can't express how I would feel. You'll probably see on the night. I told you I'd do it for you, Mum. God is on my side. Everything happened in the past. The 2 years out, the pandemic, all of it. Look at me now! Pound for pound, headshot, dead.